Going on, you crazy Hogwarts-infested wankers? King Cobra back at it with another video. And I was just snacking out on a platter of sushi that I ordered from the grocery store earlier, and I gotta say it is quite delicious. You stick it in the fridge when you first get it, then when you're ready to eat it's cold, it's fresh, it's ready to go. Drink combo, oh shit, Cobra's got some liquid asshole on deck. Because this stuff will turn you into a smartass or an asshole, depending on your mood. And whether or not people fuck with you. Now this stuff is called Jack Daniels, and it's for 21 and up. I like how Terrence Popp said what he said about alcoholism. Terrence Popp says alcoholism is not a disease because anything you can voluntarily do to yourself doesn't count. But there's also a big difference between acceptance versus the way society's preaching shit, and people are sick of the way society's preaching shit. I got some white cranberry peach, ocean spray for Chase. You can know that Cobra's got a glass of liquid asshole poured. Let's see here. Let's have a sip. That's the stuff. Oh. Okay, that ocean spray pairs really well with the Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels and white cranberry peach ocean spray. We're going to call it pussy juice. Because it tastes like pussy juice. If a chick's pussy tasted like that, man. Speaking of chicks, segue, ladies, this is going to piss off the modern day 304s. And it's not meant to attack anyone, it's meant to make you think. So, pay no mind and read between the lines. Ladies, you cannot change the bad boy. And you think you can because in some crazy fucked up universe, women think that if they go after the assholes who treat them like shit and expect to change them, well, guess what? You're not going to be able to do it because bad boys don't give a shit about what you have to provide. Real alpha men realize that women and what they provide, every woman can legitimately provide, and that women are not the prize, men are. Well. Now, I come from a place of nobody gives a fuck about what men think when it comes to like rape, suicide, or domestic violence, or sexism, or misandry. You know, no one cares when it happens to men. Now, an educational lesson, misandry is basically the female version of misogyny. And you know what's funny about that? Is that when women are sexist pigs to men right back, it's never called out. Why? Because dudes want to see titties and get their pee-pees touched. Bad simp shaming. And here's the thing of it, ladies. You know how that goes. You see the bad boy of your dreams. He's a troublemaker. Well, he knows a lot of chicks want to fuck him, so what makes you special? Nothing. Nothing makes you special. Men are the prize. You with me on this? Women constantly harp on about how they can't find a good man, and then when a good man comes their way, they friend zone him because he's perfect and he has nothing to change. But when they find the one asshole that they think they want, if you truly wanted him, you wouldn't change a fucking thing about him. Let me ask the ladies this. How do you fucking feel when like men come into your business and try to change you? You know? Like you would say you would just accept me for the way I am, and then you probably say shit like, well, he can't handle a strong and independent woman. Well, and it's like, well, so now you know how it feels when you do it to men. Oh. The point being, YouTube, he said while grabbing at my Jack Daniels, is that humans are stubborn assholes who treat each other like shit. And quite frankly, I'm fucking sick of hearing about it. No one asked for your opinion, Cobra, and it's like, yeah, no one's forcing you to watch. And I can tell you why that women will never tame the bad boy of their dreams, but guys can tame the slut of their dreams because women will crave a provider more than men crave sex. Once that light clicks on your head and you stop thinking with your dick, see, I'll be 34 in 2 days. And it's like, you know what? I'm not going to let people control me based off of what I want. That's how they make human slaves out of you. Now, because women are not as physically tough and upper body strength as men, they have to rely on other tactics to get what they want. Such as using sex, their body, and their emotions to get what they want. And you know that women are losing the arguments when they start using all three against you, and then they start picking on your insecurities because you're pissing them off without having to call them a royal cunt about it. You know, that's... And the thing of it is, ladies, I hear a lot of women screaming about how they don't need a man in their life, but then like 2 weeks later they're depressed and they're going, how come I can't find someone? Well, let's see. Let's break this down scientifically, because I watch this happen to a lot of people I care about, and I see a lot of women bitching about this crap. You friend zone the nice guy because he's not bad enough for you, and then you go after the asshole who treats you like shit. And then you try to change the asshole who treats you like shit, and then when he uses you for a pump and dump, literally, and then he's like, nah, I can get better pussy elsewhere, you'll sit there and cry and go, all men are the same. Well, and it's like, if this shit's gender reversed, you won't give the nice girl a chance because, you know, she loves you. You'd rather give that slut that she secretly hates a chance. You're going to get told that you're a male pig, you're a piece of shit, and that you're shallow, and that all men are the same. But don't you dare say all women are the same, you raging sexist. You're probably an incel who hates his mother. Oh, asshole Cobra showed up, and I'm not in the mood for crap right now. I was watching an episode of Grimesburg earlier, and one of the chicks literally mentioned it. She's like, that's the dream, though. And like the way she said it, I was just like, that is so fucking typical the way some women act. They want to date the bad boy so they can fix him and change him and make him perfect. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, if he was perfect, you wouldn't have to change him in the first place. And the thing about unconditional love when it comes to, like, your family and dating and, you know, fuck sickos and all that, is you just accept people for who they are. Yeah. And I'm not trying to be a dick, and I know unconditional love is hard when it comes to your family, your friends, and your loved ones and your dating partners. But what it boils down to is people just need to be nicer to each other and stop making it about gender, sex, religion, race, class, how fat you are, how rich you are. Because we're all going to fucking die eventually, and you're going to spend your life arguing with people over stupid shit. Literally wasting your life. And it's like, The only reason why men might bitch about this crap is because women are held to a higher beauty standard. So therefore, when it comes to like body positivity, people only care when it happens to chicks. If you're a fat, hairy dude, nobody gives a shit. But the second that same fat, hairy dude wants to bang a supermodel, and she says, "You're not my type." Well, now he can't go off and say, "You're just body shaming me. You can't handle a strong man. You can't handle all of this love." She'd be like, "You can't handle being told no and get the fuck over it." Well, newsflash, you psycho 304 cunts. Women don't like being told no either. Oh. And when you throw their crap in their face, they get mad. But here's the best part of it. If you piss a woman off so fucking mad that she punches you or cuts off sex, no one's gonna accuse her of assault. But if it's gender reversed, your ass is in jail for hitting her, and you cut her off from sex. What are you, a fag? Look, this guy's a fag. He doesn't want to fuck his old lady. It's like, okay, if she's tired and she's not in the fucking mood, you better respect her wishes, goddammit. But if you're not in the mood, well, you better pull your pants down and give her some dick, otherwise you're a faggot. And there's nothing wrong with being gay or trans. However, that community has its extremists like anyone else. And woke culture can suck my hetero cisgender dick. Thank you. Picture for 1 second J.K. Rowling, a Scottish native, sees a Scottish man rape 4 women, shows up to court dressed in drag, and then demands to be thrown into a female prison. When it's like, okay, if you're a man and you rape 4 women, you don't get to. No, that's not how the justice system should work. But he claimed to be trans, and the fucking judge was so afraid of being canceled that they were just like, "Oh yeah, sure, you're trans, okay, whatever." And then the asshole lasted like maybe 2 weeks maximum before repeating his offense. And I'm like, look, nothing against trans people. Did the judge ever stop and think that that's bad PR for trans people? And like, if people don't want to believe you or respect your pronouns, that's their problem. Gays and trans are not forced to accept everyone else's bullshit, so why should we accept theirs? Because it comes down to, like I said earlier, treat others the way you want to be treated. I get so much crap for being friends with Sasha. And I finally just had a good laugh at it and said, yeah, my trolls were gay for Sasha, otherwise you wouldn't harass me about being friends with a trans person. And why I can respect Sasha as a trans person is because she's able to laugh at herself. She's not some woked out leftoid libtard idiot about it. And she's able to laugh at herself about it. Which is a rarity. And if you do that kind of crap, they can't call you transphobic because what you're saying is offensive. So instead they call you a self-hating trans. Which I think is bullshit. Just ask Blair White. Winning? No. And if I wasn't friends with Sasha, I'd be labeled a transphobic. You cannot have a discussion about gender politics with the radical left, because as soon as you're right and you have some good talking points, they deflect the conversation by calling you names and insulting your gender identity and whatever else, and while claiming it's all about acceptance and tolerance. Right. If it's all about tolerance, then tolerate everyone else's opinions if you expect them to tolerate yours. I'm not saying you can't be trans or have pronouns. Do it up. As long as you ain't a goddamn sicko, then I don't give a shit. The problem with woke culture is just because I disagree with you doesn't mean I hate you. The people who are woke, in the sense of the term, a lot of these extremist assholes act like they're Jesus Christ. And you act like you're better than everyone else. And I'm an asshole because I have my own opinion. And like my personal take on it, as long as you're not a sicko or an inhuman piece of shit, outside of that, everyone else should be allowed to have their own opinions. This is called having a conversation. This is how it can lead to, change and acceptance. But I didn't say that out loud. And the biggest problem with this is women are overly sexualized in our society, and women are the gatekeepers to sex, and men, we are the gatekeepers to a relationship. Women are praised for their beauty, and men are praised for their bronze, for their me man. And that creates a very toxic imbalance amongst the genders, if I do say so myself, with all respect, of course. Women are expected to be pretty, prim, and proper, and men are expected to be tough and stoic and show no emotion. And by golly, if a woman's tougher than you, you are demasculated so hard. And like demasculating men, in my personal opinion, is no different than women slut shaming other women. It's just people busting each other, And at some point, it's just like you're having a bad day and you don't want to hear it, Y'all gonna have that moment when it's like, okay, that's a little below the belt. Do you mind? Also, women are put underneath too much pressure to give out sex. If they don't give it out, they're called a cock tease, but if they do give it out, they're slut shamed. Whereas men, on the other hand, are put underneath too much pressure to get sex. If they're not getting it, they get called a faggot, an incel, and a creep, and a loser. And if they try to get it, they get called a simp, an incel, a faggot, a creep, and a loser. And it's only celebrated when men get it. And it's just disgusting how the gender-based double standards affect our dating scene. And if you want the secrets to a happy and healthy romantic relationship, number one, never go to bed angry with your other half. Number two, more sex, less fighting. Number three, more communication. And number four, good communication is more important than good sex. Number five, you got to realize that women and men both have it hard. It just depends on the double standard and how it affects genders, because it's a yin-yang effect, my fellow social media users. The second you realize, okay, well, this situation affects men this way, blah, 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 blah. So how does it affect women in the polar opposite? And when you think about it like that, all of a sudden, women and men start to make sense. Instead of focusing on all what makes women and men different and all this political bullshit, focus on what makes women and men the same and understand that every human has their struggles and we're all just trying to live life. And maybe your struggles are not as bad as someone else's, and maybe they could be worse. Or maybe you're just having the worst go at it, but you just gotta keep going and make the best of a shitty situation. Remember, if you can't laugh at yourself, why laugh at someone else? If you can't laugh at your own pain, then why laugh at someone else's? You just got to channel your inner sigma alpha male. You take the best characteristics of being an alpha male and a sigma male and you put it together. Because sometimes it's just easier to walk away from the situation than to prove how tough you are. And it's like, that's just it. Women are so goddamn catty. And it's not that hard to, like, piss off a man. All you gotta do is challenge his ego, challenge his masculinity, and he loses his shit. Women are no different. You challenge their femininity, their ego, or who they are as women, or make them feel like crap about their bodies, they will fucking tear your throat out, dude. So we're on the common ground at this point. That it's not hard to piss people off. You just gotta know how to trigger them. And it's like, what is that gonna fucking solve? Not a damn thing, YouTube. Another great way to keep that marriage and that relationship alive is to check out Tactical Soap. There's a link for it in the description box below. Coupon code KingCobra no longer works, but that's just fine. I still have my affiliate link. I don't make much money off of it, but I still make money off of it, and I appreciate y'all checking out the soap. It works. And what have I been talking about in my past gender relation rant videos? If you can find a balance between the nice guy and the bad boy without being a jerk and without being a pushover, that healthy balance. You got a wicked sense of humor. You have a personality. You're not afraid to show your romantic, vulnerable side, but you keep things mysterious and interesting. You know, you'll have her, man. You got to realize that being a jerk to women just because women are jerks to you isn't going to solve anything, and being a jerk to men because men are jerks to women isn't going to solve anything. It just makes you a massive fucking hypocrite who's just mad because you're not getting any. Oh. I got some cigarette butts in my ashtray. I'll just take them and I'll squeeze them into my pipe. Don't want to waste the tobacco. But I digress. Also, if genitalia is not defined by your gender, then why get the transgendered surgeries? I'm just saying. I'm not saying you can or can't be. I'm just asking questions. If you can't ask questions without offending people, then why identify as that in the first place? See, when people make fun of me from practicing magic and then say the nastiest things to fuck with me on it, I don't get offended. I just go, well, here's how this works from my perspective. Because someone else's perspective on that topic could be different. You know, not everyone who's a part of that community is going to think the same, thank God. Ugh. There are 10 million genders, but gender doesn't exist. Okay, if gender doesn't exist, if fucking gender doesn't exist, according to you, then I don't have to respect your gender pronouns. No, it only doesn't exist when it conveniently doesn't fit your group speak narrative. Well, and it's like, you know, LGBT sick and tired of this woke crap too because they want to be accepted, and these extremist assholes preaching on everyone else's behalf instead of letting people speak for themselves. Oh, that's the fucking truth, YouTube. There's nothing against trans or gay people. That's just the fucking truth. Everyone else wants to get offended on everyone else's behalf. and act like, oh, you're such good people. You're not a raging, self-righteous asshole. No, not at all. Gonna have to call this drink combo and rants. And we're gonna have to age restrict it because this video is gonna piss a lot of people off. And I say this based in facts, based off of human psychology. If you see a single mom with kids, unless a dad wants to step in and be the stepdad, it's not going to happen. But if you see a single dude with kids, chicks will flock to him like he's got a cute newborn puppy. Oh my God, is it yours? How long have you had it? And then that's the problem with it. You get these assholes who are so freaking woke. They see your kid who was just born and they go, oh my God, is it yours? What are their pronouns? And you look at them like, they're not even old enough to be potty trained. I support LGBT rights, but calm your woke ass the fudge down. Like, your kid's not even old enough to be potty trained and doesn't even give a shit about pronouns, and here they are asking these annoying ass questions. And I'm like, they're not even old enough to walk. Calm down with your ass. And I personally believe that trans people should have their own sports leagues. It is completely unfair to let men who have been jacked up on testosterone their entire life, and they get a couple of estrogen injections and some fake titties, but they still have their dick and balls, and somehow that still counts as a female. When it's like, I don't think women are defined. I personally do not think women are defined by their boobs or by having estrogen. I mean, that's exactly what the trans people say, is that gender is not defined by genitalia. So we're kind of at a crosshair with that one, folks. I'm not trying to say this crap to piss off all the fucking raging libtards or like give the radical right a hard on, you know. It's just a conversation, like. You can't define what gender is, but you want me to respect yours? And it's like you're so gay phobic that you can't handle someone who thinks differently than you. It's like, I'm calling out both sides on this argument. Fuck woke culture and fuck anti-woke culture. Yeah, I said it. Being woke is not necessarily a bad thing. It's with these assholes who act like they're Jesus Christ and they talk down to you with this self-righteous attitude. And it's like, the thing about life is that not everyone's a good person. Not everyone's going to have the purest of intentions. And when you try to force the narrative, all it does is make people want to back away even further. Some people come around and realize the error of their ways and go, fuck, I was an ignorant dick. And then some people don't realize it. And you know what? That's life. Life ain't fair. Did he just quote his last album? Yes, I did. Because the second you feel like, oh, I need to educate people, right off the bat, excuse me, even if your intentions are good and you stand for equality and all that, the second you come off and say, well, I need to educate people, blah, 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 automatically people look at you like, oh, that person thinks they know better than we do. And oh, here we go. We're going to get a rant and we're going to get talked down to like we're stupid. And And I'm like, I'm not a massive hypocrite for saying it. It's the truth. I don't talk down to people. I just speak my 2 cents and try to have a conversation. You can think what the fuck you want to think. You know how many people fucking hate my guts just because I'm King Cobra JFS? And they want to assume the worst things about me and it's all bullshit? I'm like, that's how you want to spend your life obsessing over Cobra and all the lies you perpetuate about him? That's your problem, not his. Meanwhile, our society's crumbling because of stupid political bullshit. And like, women and men both hate getting rejected on the dating scene. Nobody likes being told no. It's like if you tell a trans person no thank you, you automatically get labeled a transphobe because you won't date her. And it's, or them, it, whatever. You know what kills me about the they, them, it thing? Is 40, 50 years ago, if you would have called a gay or trans cross-dresser person an it would have been seen as a sign of disrespect. And now they demand to be called it. I'm like, society's fucking losing it, man. So how do you identify as an it? How does that work? You're going to rewrite language and make it confusing for everyone else because you're confused about your own identity. That sounds about right. And it don't bother me none as long as you ain't a sicko, you know, power to the people and fuck sickos. Thank you. Think what you want, but biology doesn't give a fuck about your pronouns. It's hard for gays to get acceptance when everyone else has to get offended on their behalf and then talk down to everyone like they're better than everyone else, like they're the saviors, the white knights of our society, and that's why woke culture can suck my dick. And it's like, you know, I'm all for standing up for the right causes, but when I go to a movie, I want to be entertained. I want to see the special effects, the story, the plots, character developments. I don't want to be preached at, because I'm sick and tired of being preached at. Excuse me. I get told by my YouTube trolls what a piece of shit I am. Then I get told by society what a piece of shit I am because I'm white, straight, cisgendered, and male, and I'm just sitting here like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of everyone judging me and telling me how to think. I'm a decent person. I'm not the problem here. The problem is society. And people need to be nicer to each other. The problem is society and that people need to be nicer to each other. We gotta stop, I'll say it again, stop making it about the way your body looks, sexual orientation, gender, religion, race, how much money you have, what country you from. We're all just human beings trying to have an experience and live our life to the fullest. And the cool thing about the human race is that there were two things that unite us as a species. We all love good music, good food, and good spirits. Unless you're in a culture that doesn't accept alcohol, in which case I feel sorry for you. You gotta believe in yourself and fuck organized religion. It's like, yeah, well, people get scared about the afterlife. People get scared about dying and the uncertainty of life. And I'm like, that's life. It's a journey. You gotta believe in yourself and just take one day at a time and see where life takes you. And as long as you're a decent person, then fuck what everyone else has to say about it. If you're not afraid to be yourself unapologetically, people are going to get triggered because they don't have the courage or the balls or the boobs to put themselves out there. And that's why a lot of people hate my fucking guts, because I tell it like it is. And I'm not here to pick sides or cause fights. I'm just trying to make the world a better place and make better sense of the world I live in. And like, I'll be 34 in 2 days. Well, almost 1 day, because it's about to be midnight. And it's like, woohoo! Woohoo! Now, this video's gonna piss a lot of people off at first. And it's like, Cobra's got a smart mouth, but hear him out. No, I don't want to hear him out. And that's the problem with our society, is if you're so quick to get offended, then you're not, there's just to a point. Like, if you're not willing to have a conversation on almost everything to a point, then, fuck sickos, then, you know what I'm saying? Then you can't get offended when someone else thinks like you. And that's kind of the double-edged sword. Is not everyone thinks like each other. We don't all have the same taste in food and music and political ideologies and dreams. I do not have a problem with trans people or gays. What I have a problem with is the woke ideologic bullshit that I'm better than you and I gotta get offended on everyone else's behalf. And instead of letting these people speak for themselves, you're gonna get offended on their behalf and assume their thoughts. And no one has a problem with it as long as it fits the narrative. This drink combo is not half bad. I'm drinking on some Jack Daniels and some white cranberry peach ocean spray. It's not half bad. And it's like, oh, what are you going to do? Cancel Cobra for being right? I've already lost one YouTube channel. I'm not scared to lose my Josh Saunders channel because I'll go and stream on another platform and just use YouTube to watch my favorite YouTubers, and y'all can go fuck yourself. It's like when you're unapologetically yourself and you have the balls to be a good person in an evil society and speak up for the right causes and try to find common ground on some things, even if it makes you sound like a complete uneducated asshole. And that's just it. How are humans supposed to know everything? We're not born knowing everything. And when I ask questions like I've been asking, it pisses people off. Well, I like how Terrence Pop goes off about boxed wine in Catland. There's a male version of that too. It's called Cheap Beer and a Female Dog. And you can picture it, gentlemen. All your friends are encouraging you to get out, go get some tails, see some chicks, and you're so broken by chicks and so full of hatred that you'd rather sit on your ass and stuff your face with pizza. And then you get a female dog, and then you teach that dog how to fetch you a beer, and you're like, yeah, I'm good. When men realize you don't need sex to be happy, all of a sudden you change the game. When women realize you don't need a man to provide for you to be happy, you change the game. You break the mold that society has on you, all this society pressure of, oh, if you're not fucking and dating, you're a loser. And it's like, yeah, you know what? I don't need someone else to be happy with myself. Thank you. Sex is not a need, it's a want. And when you realize that we all die alone anyways, it doesn't matter if you have someone or not. What's more painful? Dying alone knowing that you had to watch your other half die before you? Or dying alone knowing you never had anybody in the first place? I'll let you be the judge of that. That's the two outcomes we have as a society. So it doesn't matter if you have someone or not, it's still gonna suck when you go. And that's all you can do is make the best of a shitty life and keep going and keep being a good person and realize it takes no effort to be a little bit kinder to people. It takes the same amount of effort to be a shitty human being, so why not be a good person? That's all I'm jiving at. I'm a MGTOW feminist. I am a Sigma and Alpha male. I choose to think for myself and not rely on politics and the media sources that I follow to influence my thinking. I think for myself. And I'm done taking crap from people. I don't go out of my way to be a jerk to other people because I'm tired of people being jerks to me, man. That's why I respect women, because nobody gives a fuck about men's rights. We're all being told what pigs men are, and we're all supposed to care about women's rights. And I'm like, well, this kind of goes for both women and men. You can't expect each other to care about each other's rights if you don't care about the other person. You know, treat others the way you want to be treated. It's a wonderful rule to live by. Men are expected to do everything, and then you blame them for everything. Let me ask you, how is that supposed to work out? And you wonder why men are sick and tired of this crap. Oh, and they're like, women want to complain because Trump's president. Wah, shut up and check your female privilege. If Kamala Harris had won the election, men would not be allowed to say shit, especially if they were white and straight. They're like, oh, you sexist, racist piece of shit, you can't handle a woman being in charge, blah, 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 blah. It's like, wait a minute. You expect men to do everything and then complain when you get what you want. Indecisive. Emotional damage. I don't know for a woman president, but maybe once society's adjusted to the idea, like I'm not the problem here. Society is sexist and racist and anti-Semitic. I wanted Bernie Sanders for president, but I'm like, we got Trump, so it's better than Kamala Harris, so I'm not complaining. But Trump's friends with blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, I'd rather have a president that's friends with all the other world leaders than an enemy, because when you're friends with when all the world leaders and the president are friends. That's how you achieve world peace. That's how you say fuck the nukes. Yeah. But I didn't say that out loud, and that's a great, interesting way to put that. If you want to argue with me on that, then I guess you're against world peace. It's not a manipulation, it's the truth. I, quite frankly, am not the biggest fan of people or human race or society, but I still want world peace and for it to be a little less hatred in the world. A little bit of hatred gives you some backbone. But when you're like, you know what I'm saying? When you're like, yeah, fuck sickos and fuck the trolls, that's a little bit of hatred. But when you hate everyone else because people are just so obsessed with their own self gratification and anyone else who gets in the way is just a jerk. I'm like, people gotta stop being so overly sensitive and people gotta stop going out of their way to bully each other. Because, like I said, if some fat dude wanted to bang like a super hot supermodel type chick, and if she said, "You're too fat for my taste," you couldn't say shit except, "Well, I guess if I want that chick to suck my dick, I better lose a couple pounds." I'm like, if it's all about body positivity, then all body types are beautiful, and stop making it about fat versus skinny. And to choose my words carefully, because I'm totally 100%. I'm cool with fat people, man. And I got a lot of husky friends. And they love themselves and they accept their body. And they don't act like the world owes them something because, you know what I'm saying? So there's a big difference between body acceptance, body positivity, and acting entitled. And entitlement seems to be running rampant with the human race lately. Jesus fucking Christ. I would be the last person to crap on someone for their weight, especially after that humongous Denny's bacon cheeseburger that I just ate. Which, by the way, that took like almost 2 days to finish off. And in my younger days, I would have eaten that entire thing in one sitting, but I'm trying to watch. Yeah, fuck it, I don't care anymore. I was about to go on some prolific speech about trying to watch my calories, but then I'm like, hey, you know what? Fuck it. Food's delicious. Life is full of choices and consequences. You make your choices, you have your consequences. Plain and simple. Not here to pick on anyone. Because regrettably, food is delicious, and some of the food hacks I have made over the years, in my personal opinion, are quite delicious. You might get the couple of haters who like literally dedicate their entire channel to remaking all my food hacks, and then they're talking about how gross they are. It's like all you're doing is giving Cobra free exposure. So what's the end game here? No, excuse me. And of course, if I go off on this prolific rant, I already know I'm going to get so much crap for it. I'm like, I'm not telling everyone else how to live their life, and quite frankly, I wish everyone could quit telling me how to live mine. I mean, within reason, as long as you're a decent person fucking mind your business and focus on yourself and focus on being a good person and treating others the way you want to be treated. And acceptance and tolerance is accepting that not everyone's going to think like you, and that's their problem, not yours. You can't force everyone to think like you. And that's just the cold truth of everything, really. On a side note, though, that even though I didn't get the avocado for the burger that I ordered from Denny's, it still tasted fire, son. Oh, the best way to have an understanding amongst the human race is to try to find a common ground amongst all sides and come to an argument that's reasonable and fair. But as I've stated in my last album, Life Ain't Fair, and all we can do is make the best of it. How long is this goddamn video? Because I feel like I'm beating a dead horse at this point. Almost an hour. Okay, we'll finish this drink combo. I might make me another one and go snacking on my sushi. Cap off the evening, but I got this platter of store-bought sushi that I'm liking right now. It tastes really fucking good. It's all about Mother Earth and power to the people, man. Hoo-hoo, yeah, the alcohol's kicking in. I'm feeling dazed and confused. Okay, Cobra, with your shitty references. And I'm like, I'll tell you what's shitty, the society we fucking live in. Like, I get bullied for just doing my thing. So that when I see good people getting bullied for their other thing, for their thing, it kind of rubs me the wrong way. I'm like, I feel a sense of I get how that feels, even if we don't struggle with the same things that we're getting bullied for. I hate sickos, and I get bullied for hating sickos. If I try to call up the political bullshit against anyone else, everyone fires back with, well, you're just a transphobe, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck all of you. You don't like what I have to say, then don't watch. Take what you want from this video, but I said it.